There's some good old signs. Sylvania Electrical Supplies. Curring, some kind of tractor implement machine. We picked up a Lenora 11 miles sign there somewhere. Well, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since I've been making videos. I'm not going to reveal everything, but I will down the road. So what happens when you pick for 10 years and all your big stuff ends up outside and around your garage and in your garage, and you got lots of kids and lots of growth and lots of people? Well, today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Slightly winded Dealer here, working at my old house in Colby. Today is the clean out day, so we can get stuff to the curb for the citywide cleanup week. Going to give them some good things to take away. My tax dollars at work. Let me show you what I'm cleaning out here. Okay, so I had a big garage, and there's a bunch of stuff still left here. It's amazing how many things you accumulate. Whole house water filter, signs, tile, desks, Kohler, shower bottom, Kohler, brand new in box, vanity, toilet bottoms, lots and lots of skids, miscellaneous. I had a whole loft full of stuff. I've already got that out of here. And I've got a bunch of doors up here yet that I've got to put back on the house. Got a cooler sign. I need to bring that down. We'll get that sold. Books and, not too much up here. But this was to be part of the new office. Well, like I said, things can change. And a lot has changed. Okay, let's go out to the curb. I'll show you what I already pulled out of here until I thought about making this video. Okay, well, they're going to have their hands full, some shelving and an old piece of a sitting swing and desks and tables, and there's a housing for a faff, sewing machine and chairs and bikes and junk and plywood and what's left of the trees. I've been busy. Still got to find a home for all the old computers over the years that we've accumulated. Kind of rough back here. We had this had some things in there. Probably gonna find a home for these film signs that light up. I think most of these had some issues, and one of the biggest issues was they're too big and heavy. Nobody wants to pay for shipping. So more details to come on the move and all that kind of good stuff. But so we accumulate this stuff for 10 years in this house, and it's amazing. I don't do a lot of selling other than eBay, and I always watch other pickers online that have a local game, a local buy-sell game along with their online stuff. Global Voodoo does a lot of flipping locally. I know Craigslist Hunter does a lot of flipping in his store and locally, and many others of you utilize the classifieds and all that kind of stuff. Guy with a trailer going by. A lot of times people pick up my junk that I leave at the curb before the junk man comes. Whatever, take it. It's off my property. So anyway, I don't do a lot of that. We have had a rummage sale or two. We had one last weekend that didn't work out so well, partially because of a conflict in schedule for the town, and partially 30 plus mile-an-hour winds. That makes it really exciting. I think we sold like $150 worth of stuff. My goal was 400. Otherwise, I don't feel like that's worth my day. But okay, so I haven't done a lot of the buying and selling locally with classifieds. We did do that in the last 6 weeks, and more vigorously in the last, what would you say, week, because we're really trying to pull out of here and get this place for sale. But I don't know, we must have sold 45 items that were too big to ship, that had some value, so I hung on to them for a rainy day. Probably $1,000 cash, including some really good things like this water filter. I've been dragging that thing around for a long time for whatever reason. Probably because I originally got soaked on it. Oh, up with my nose, it's all red today. We have had crazy weather here. We had a couple tease weeks of 70s and 80s. And then we had this 30 degrees last night and fog and rain for the last week. And I've been doing more physical stuff, including playing basketball with the boys 2-on-2 yesterday. But I've been doing more physical lifting and things like that. And so, my allergies are killing me. Not literally, just figuratively. So, $1,000 is $1,000. And I got 3 or 4 more people coming today to pick up various things. And so that's what we're up to. Got some tile. Did I mention that? I got a bunch of ceramic tile that we never put in here. I've got a porch. I'll take, this is, we didn't know for a long time if we were going to go on the road. There's a lot of variables, of course. We didn't know if we were going to move to a different location, a bigger house within our community here. We've been looking at houses for the last couple of years. We didn't know if we were going to move to South Carolina. We didn't know if we were going to move to Colorado Springs. We didn't know where we were going to move. But we did move, and now I have to pick up the pieces. Take a look at this. So I'm a handy person. I didn't rebuild my little area here, but underneath my porch, probably some snakes by now. Probably can't see all the way in there. There's about 30 dirty, rat infested, I don't know, who knows what's in there. We get a few mice outside. Lots of cats around here. Lots of cats out here though, so that's mostly a joke. So, I don't know how many years ago, 5 years ago or something, we got into a local 3-generation optometrist here in town and got all this cool 50 to 100-year-old lenses and optometrist stuff and chairs and tools and you name it, x-ray machines, all that kind of stuff. But along with it, we had to take everything. So I had to take like the 30 old school monitors, and I've been juggling those around. Out here, nobody wants them, obviously, but I think it's $20 or $25 each to recycle them. So I recycled them under my porch. Way to go. But now I've got to pay the piper. So the best idea I've come up with is find somebody out here that has some land or wants to make these their problem, and I'm going to pay them a couple $100 to haul them off. So I'll be digging those out soon and putting an ad in the local thing and get somebody to haul those away. I'm going to tell them, look, no givebacks. Once you have them, you can't take them to the landfill. You can't take them to the recycler. You can't put them at the curb. You're going to have to store them. If they agree to that, I'll hand them some money and then, whew, gone, I hope. I don't have a better idea. I guess I've got a new porch I could put them under, but who wants to haul those dirty deals? The reason I put them under the porch is I was painting and redoing the porch at the time and had it all tore up. It was really easy to drop them in there. Of course, now I don't want to wreck the porch any more than it already is and get them out of there. But So this house has served us well. We bought it when we were in a low point in our career, low point in my career. We had been between a big success with a family business for many years that went bad. And I've talked about that earlier in this vlog a few years ago. And so it served us really well. We're going to get some reasonable money out of it. We've put money in some really long-term things like metal roof and brand new furnace and air conditioning. And we redid all the main vein plumbing, but we never really finished it out. It was an endless, task. And of course, when you run a business, I guess here's a life lesson, and hopefully both sides of the couples out there are listening to this. If you want to build a business, something has to give. And I always told my wife, we would get a nice place someday, but I can't do it all. I can't build this business, help homeschool the kids, hold together a family, say hi to you, and restore the house, and run, and drink beer, and have a life. Can't do it all. So I never did anything but, really, we did quite a bit, but, it never was a show house. Now we got a nice place we're in now, so I'll show that sometime, hopefully. But when you sell a place, there's so much. Where do you end unless you have your house totally trimmed out? Where do you end? I've got a few broken windows in the garage to repair. I've got a few doors I've got to repair. I've got 6 children that have torn this house apart in one way or another, or at least heavily used it. So it's gonna be a challenge. Well, I think that's the video for today. I've got to get the rest of this garage cleaned up. I don't think I'm going to be doing daily videos, but I saw an opportunity to show a little bit what I've been up to, and more to come. Appreciate all the comments on the last video. It's good to hear from many of you that I recognize and some that I don't. I was surprised to see some big hitters making comments. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you because I watch your videos, and I know that sometimes you get a chance to watch mine too, so that's cool. Pick well, list often. Big weekend ahead. Dealer out.
Found us.
What? Are you following us around?
Yeah.
Why are these things following us?
I know.